Well, yeah, there's like 2 left.
What is
There's
something
2
like
left.
Madden or FIFA worth? I mean, seriously.
Apparently, a lot of money.
Grand Theft Auto, right?
Dude, I've been playing so
55.
much NBA Jam lately.
It's a great game. Like literally one of the best ever.
Is that
Good for
EA?
you.
What is that?
On what?
I don't know what that is.
I have like a arcade game.
Right.
It just came. It's like a Poconos thing. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
All these Poconos houses all have like arcades in them. So I have a couple of games. I have the golf one. You know,
I
the
know
one
what
that
you're
you
talking
spin
about.
the ball.
You have the ball one?
Yeah.
So fun. Really underrated game. Great bar game too.
Yeah, but it's old school. Like this thing is
Ye-
older. I mean, my daughter, like the kids play it. They love it. They stand on little stools and they play it. They love it.
Speaking of golf, holy cow! The Ryder Cup did not.
Just
What
table,
happened?
just
I don't
table
even know
that.
what happened.
Just
gonna hold my
table it, because we'll have
Okay,
White's
yeah.
on in like an hour.
All right,
or not even.
'Cause I know neither of you guys watched a fucking minute of it.
I didn't watch a minute of it though. I heard everybody's upset. Were the people in Long Island being assholes? Is that what happened?
I mean, USA embarrassed themselves on Saturday, but the biggest loser this weekend was New York sports fans.
New York sports fans or Long Island?
I guess we'll find out. All right.
Spencer's
let's start the show.
multiple. Like think about it. Spencer's a New York fan. He's multiple rivers away. Is that
Dude,
is this his fault?
JC, I have to drive to Long Island a week from today. Can you imagine?
Do you know how to get there? You know where it is?
I know where it is. Can you imagine the horror? Anyway, let's start the show. Come on, this is ridiculous.
Happy Monday.
Yeah.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah.
All right, let's do this. We are live. This is the morning show on Stock Market TV. We got the whole gang here: Spencer, JC, Steve. We got Rick running the charts, and we got the chat in the house. We got Stephen Weitzel on the show today. He'll talk a little bit of golf, a little bit of markets. We'll see. I don't know about the order. We'll have Kenny Glick stop by. We'll have Jason Purr stop by, and that'll be the show. So, everybody ready? Yes, we got all of our likes are in. The thumbs are the thumbs up are pressed. We're good. Capiche. Here we go.
All right, we're back. Happy Monday, everybody.
Indeed.
Dude, how great is the fall? Come on.
What fall? It was 80 degrees this weekend.
Just the fall. I got leaves changing colors. I do. Some parts of the neighborhood, a lot of leaves are on the ground, so that's happening. It's heart of football season. Monday Night Football tonight. Dolphins Jets. Heard they moved it to Comedy Central. Is where it's going to be tonight. 0-3 Miami Dolphins and your 0-3 New York Jets and the who gives a fuck game of the week, but I care kind of. Miami FSU. How did FSU blow it? Oh.
I know. I'm thinking the same thing.
Dude, come on.
Yeah.
Take care of business, you idiots. So you can go.
They're killing the strength of our schedule, these Florida teams.
It doesn't matter. The strength of the schedule doesn't matter anymore. That was back in the day. It is what it is these days, you know. Miami already beat Notre Dame and Florida, so it's not like they're not playing anybody. Can we talk about markets? Can we talk about the buoyancy in markets?
Gold?
It's probably gold too, but just buoyant, right? Is that the word? Buoyant. Buyers are stepping in.
Yeah.
On pullbacks. Sentiment, I mean, man, every time you get like a 0.5%, correction in the S&P 500, it's like, oh my God, this is the big one. This is it. I told you it was coming.
You see these monster coils that have built in like XLI and XLF?
Yeah. Can we get into it? Let's do a little state of the markets.
Yeah.
Throw those coils up. Let's do a little state of the markets. What do you say? All right, so we've got the Dow futures up about 1/3%, 178 points to the upside in the Dow, 46,730 for Dow Jones Industrial Average. S&P's up 0.5%, believe it or not, another 32 handles to the upside, 6730. Nasdaq 100 futures up 0.2%, 24,000, just under 24,900. 30-year bond futures up 0.5%, just under 117. Crude oil down 2%, 64.37. Copper up 0.75%, 480. Gold up almost a 1%, 38.40. Silver up 0.5%, almost at 47 now for silver. With the VIX still at almost 16, slightly higher today, believe it or not, still just under 16. Which really, you divide the VIX by 16, and that tells you what the market is pricing in. So pricing in about a 1% move on a daily basis for the S&P 500 still. And then over in funny money land, we got Bitcoin. Big moves in Bitcoin over the weekend. 112,200 for Bitcoin, flat on the day. Ethereum, 4,100 and change, down about 1% after a swift reversal this weekend. Solana as well, 207, down 2% on the day. Big move this weekend. That brings a total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, still 3.81 trillion. However, on pace for the highest monthly close of all time and the highest quarterly close of all time. Just an FYI for those who, like data, highest monthly and highest quarterly close for total crypto market cap tomorrow night. What do you think about that?
My broker just called me. He said, did you really want to exercise all those Coinbase calls? I said, yeah, actually. Crypto dug in where it needed to for now. Let's see. There's been
your stockbroker calls you.
We're like, dude, we're homies. So
is this like a Connecticut thing?
It must be.
Definitely.
Does live in Westport. So
yeah. How did I guess?
So listen, there's been little to no momentum, at least in the spot markets. But everything's holding where it needs to. To your point about buoyancy, I would call it resiliency, at least in terms of crypto, right? Drop a VWAP, something like Coinbase, April lows, like holding right there. Drop a VWAP, same place on Bitcoin, holding again right there. Right, the exact level we'd expect it to. Drop a VWAP on something.
Throw that Bitcoin anchored VWAP from the lows. There's like 2, and then the Solana also for that matter. Look at that.
So they're holding the levels we would imagine that they would, right?
So hold on, let's explain what this means. So in other words, what Strazza is saying is that the average buyer on a volume adjusted basis is making money long Bitcoin since the spring lows, right? So if you think Bitcoin is going lower,
never been in a loss position, actually.
They have not been in a loss position. So by definition, in downtrends, the people who own that asset are losing money, right?
Yeah.
In downtrends, the people who own the asset are losing money. So how do you reverse engineer that and quantify what it means to be making money or losing money? If you're below that anchored VWAP from those spring lows, then the sellers are in control. The sellers are the ones that are making money. Those who are long are losing money. In this case, Strazza is reiterating that it's still the opposite. The buyers are still in control. The average buyer since those lows is in the green, which is the definition of an uptrend. Buyers are making money, right?
We talk about things that are characteristic of uptrends all the time. Momentum gets overbought, characteristic of an uptrend. Higher highs and higher lows, characteristic of an uptrend. Outperforming your alternatives, characteristic of an uptrend. Guess what? Most people in the green, characteristic of an uptrend too.
Throw up the
right?
Solana. This is a good one. Look at that. Look at this sucker right here, right there, right at that retracement level.
Yeah.
Right at the anchored VWAP. I mean, it doesn't get any cleaner than that. And when I say it doesn't get any cleaner than that, it works both ways. Number one, it doesn't get any clearer than that, reiterating that the buyers stepped in when they needed to, mathematically speaking. But on the other side, if you are bearish, right? So it's about both thinking about it both ways. If you are bearish, then you got to be below those levels, right? For that to be, and then we're going to have that conversation. But the levels are laid out clean. Market doesn't usually give it to you this clean.
Yeah, no, and guys, like comments in the chat, it's not breaking down. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It was weak. I was in it for big trades. I was in it for trades thinking we're ripping back to all-time highs, right? So we had tight stops on those. They moved against us for a day or two. We said, let's just get out of the way. But it's still like everything's still kind of set up and in place. Something like MicroStrategy, you got a nice little shakeout now.
As you know, I sold all my Solana a couple months back, 2 months ago, I think, right? I sold.
Why?
Because I was buying the house and I just took the
Oh,
a lot
right.
of money because I
You did
wanted to
that.
keep the other stuff,
Yeah.
right? So it was like, okay, what am I selling to pay for the house, right?
Maybe it was getting liquid.
My Solana. So I don't own any Solana. And you know, but I'm in the Ethereum, I'm in the Bitcoin, right? I got the other stuff. It's just I didn't have any Solana. So for someone like myself, in the unique circumstance that I just don't have any of this, this is a good entry point, right? So I have cash to put to work. Do I buy Solana right here? I'm thinking yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is it. If you got no skin right now, this is it. And honestly, I think it's a gift because when we ramped up to 250 and went high and tight for like a week or two, I was thinking 300 is like in the books. So I think this pullback is just, yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go
it's
through
great for you.
let's go through a couple of things. So we're talking about rotation and small caps. We've been pounding the table on that. Nobody's talking about it. We are. Throw up the biotech.
JC, I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to be super clear. I really like Solana for you. I like a lot of Solana for you.
I think I'm in. I think I'm in.
You're
So
not-
how many do I get? So Solana, what's the y-axis on Solana? The y-axis on Solana is 206.
Listen, only you know your risk tolerances and preferences,
1,000
all right?
for these things.
Position size responsibly. But you're not too old to be out of the Solana game right now. You're still young. You're still
I was
young.
out of the Solana game because I chose that as some liquidity that I needed. That's it. That's the only reason.
Is Spencer really pinging the chat about cannabis stocks?
Hey, I got the psychedelics with me, but hey, before we get into psychedelics and cannabis,
What does
let's
that
start
mean?
with the granddaddy of them all. New year-to-date highs for biotechnology.
Yeah.
New all-time highs in short interest at the same time, Mr. Strazza. How
gotta
do you
love
feel
it.
about that?
No, it looks so good. And we've been talking about the breadth, right? The bullish internals in this industry group for months now. Since the middle of this summer. So
And then
the
I got another one for you.
opportunities-
So this is
Mhm.
part of the small cap, but then on the speculative growth side, throw up slide 7 there. So on the speculative growth side, we're seeing very similar situation in the ARC. This is new 3-year highs for ARC. This is Kathy Wood's flagship fund, of which Tesla represents almost 11%. Tesla has now doubled since Little Timmy's dance out in Minnesota. Doubled, no big deal. That's 11% of this fund. Short interest in ARC, Steve Strazza, has never been higher, ever.
Isn't it?
Here we're making new 3-year highs.
What a beautiful setup, though, right? A chart like this. Okay, by like this, I don't just mean textbook bearish to bullish reversal pattern, then continuation patterns along the way. Targets are already being hit here, climbing up the right-hand side. But more importantly, this is the most reliable pattern. The pattern that you just go back to over and over and over again all cycle. We've seen this pattern literally thousands of times.
Especially this cycle, by the way, right?
Yes,
Like, let's reiterate,
right
this
now.
cycle.
And that's what matters, right? That's where that kind of inner market really comes in, where you want to make a list. Oh, I've seen this one before. I've seen this one before. You got to be all in on this theme here. And I think it's just getting started.
And the
if you want to know,
biotech is within this theme, because if you look at all the ARC stocks, the word therapeutics is the most common word among the list of companies.
They got stocks that are doing data storage on DNA molecules, from what I understand. They have stocks. These are Riley stocks, crazy town stocks. Gotta love it. Big stories, stocks. But if you want to know how this story could go, right? The bigger the story, the better. Go look at 2020, early 2021.
You throw up the new slide too. You want to take a look? You want to see something nice? You're gonna like this one, Strazza.
I hope so.
You're gonna love this one. So this one is these are the ARC components. You can see all the short interest in all these names, and this is the 10-day rate of change. So these are the ones where the shorts are getting squeezed the hardest, right? In other words,
let's see. Yeah, the bullish, the blush. Yeah,
you like that? So the Tesla's right up there, obviously. Thank you, Tim Warren. Not Tim Warren. What's the guy's name? Tim Waltz.
I don't know why Taiwan Semi on there.
All right, so.
Oh, look at Twist. Twist is the one I'm talking about. That's doing that. The DNA sequencing data storage. I like the Twist. I love the Twist. I love the CRISPR. Look out for these genomic stocks. That's a failed top in the Twist.
Throw up slide 7. And then so here's the other side of the coin. So we're seeing the biotechs, ARC names, speculative growth, making new highs. Short interest keeps going up. And what are they not buying? Where is the underperformance? The other performances in consumer staples that are making new all-time lows on a relative basis, new all-time lows, they don't want the consumer staples because why would they want booze and toilet paper and toothpaste and potato chips? Why would they want those when they can buy the speculative growth, which is what they're buying? So this, when we talk about sector rotation out of these names into those others is what you should see in a bull market. And hey, maybe it's a bull market. I don't know.
These are simply not bull market stocks. What a wow garbage chart this is. I was thinking about
depends on how you look at it. Garbage, great. Depends on who you ask. Like for your 401k out there, y'all 401k havers, this line going down is great for that 401k.
I've been doing a lot of work around the 401k stuff. Look, I've been thinking a lot about our conversation about Johnson & Johnson last week. Did you put that trade on?
Yeah.
You see that breakout?
Yeah, I'm in. I've been in. I got in maybe a month ago, 6 weeks ago. It's been
great.
working. Mm-hmm. But that's not a consumer staple.
Yes, it is. Yes,
no,
it
it's not.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it totally is.
You're
literally
wrong.
one of the most staplest stocks in the fucking world.
Nope.
Overlay it with XLP.
Nope.
Like this is as staple-ish as it gets. It's not my fault. No. Listen, you side with these data providers too much. You know they don't know what they're doing.
That's not true. I'm constantly abusing them. That is not true.
Well, I loved your market cap stuff, but I'm telling you, and I promise you that I'm right.
Oh, you
this
like
is a
the market
consumer
cap
staple
stuff.
stock. JC, they sell baby powder, dude.
They sell. I can't. I'm not
Some
going to do
fucking
this.
baby powder.
I'm not going to do this.
This is consumers. You buy baby powder because you love it.
It's a healthcare stock, bro. You know how I know it's a healthcare stock?
Spencer's going to say nothing here because
I feel like, as someone who's from Johnson & Johnson land, right, Central New Jersey. I grew up the next town over from their HQ. I can speak a little bit. I'm from Pharma Central, right?
All right, spit it out.
Yeah, no, I'm with Strazza. It's they make they make 50,000 versions of shampoo and skincare and and wipe and baby wipes and baby powder and toothpaste or whatever. And then remember they had the other stuff, the Tylenol, that they spun off. They don't even do that anymore.
The truth is, these guys compete with Procter and Gamble.
Don't get Band-Aids, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is the closest competitor you have to Procter and Gamble. Anyway, can I make my point?
You guys.
When you see a stock set up like this,
you're embarrassing yourself. Somebody, please. We're gonna move on. Slide 2. You know how I know that Johnson & Johnson is a healthcare stock? Because it fucking trades with the healthcare sector. That's how I know. Because I can use common sense. Look at Johnson & Johnson overlaid with the S&P 500 healthcare index and tell me that Johnson & Johnson isn't a goddamn healthcare stock.
Overlay it with equal weight healthcare. Come on.
It's a healthcare stock. Enough.
Well, actually, I was thinking about having the same conversation, but not about Johnson & Johnson, about Walmart and Costco, which I feel like are getting unfairly. I know they are the top holdings in the XLP, and I don't think that's fair to them, right? Because they are so much more than a consumer staple. There's so much more than that, right? They sell everything. They sell
what does
Walmart and Costco.
Oh yeah.
So like I feel like it's almost not fair to them to get lumped in with the staples when they're also like super discretionary.
Who's buying the dip in Costco? Johnson, 19th largest company in the world.
Who's buying the dip in Costco? This is about as big of a drawdown as you get in this stock.
Now that one, I'll agree that it is a consumer discretionary, not a consumer staple. But it's
both. It's kind of both, which is not fair.
Like Spencer's saying, fucking everything. You can book cruises from Costco.
Yeah, exactly. You can book cruises at Costco. How is that a staple?
What? Costco is Little City
because they sell toilet paper. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so throw up. Do me a favor. Throw up slide. I want to throw up slide 12 here. Let's get back to what's important. What's important here is making money, right? China. That's what we're doing here. We're trying to make money, and there isn't a stock in the world where short interest is increasing faster more consistently than a one Open Door Technologies. There is a dude who is standing outside of Drake's house trying to get Drake to buy this stock. Shorts are getting destroyed, like destroyed, and short interest is increasing faster than any other stock. If this thing manages to get above 11, holy shit, tell me I'm wrong.
Would you buy this?
Above 11? Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not for me. All right.
Yeah.
Dude,
Here?
this thing gets above 11.
Dude, but buy it at 1. Buy it at 1 when it fails the breakdown, right?
Oh,
and you should be out here.
The trade was back above the late 22 lows. Yeah, for sure.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh, great.
So-
But that's
So
not
we've
the
gone
case anymore.
10x. Now you want to buy it?
No. I want to buy it at breakout above 11.
I don't know. I'm like so at peace.
How about this one?
with
Throw the
missing
yellow one up,
things.
13.
I see a chart like this, and I never think about it again. I'm just like, missed it.
So here's
Fail-
another one where short
fail
interest
breakout.
is increasing, right? Short interest all-time highs in the cipher. And,
Yeah,
you know, these crypto mining stocks, like, they by definition have high short interest, right? That's just what they are.
Yeah.
This one just keeps going higher.
I've been trying to take profits in warrants in this one for the last couple of sessions.
Oh,
You
boy.
hate to sell warrants on big down days. Like it's a big no-no. They're just too thin. The spreads blow out. You want to sell warrants on green days. Dude, I haven't been able to get out for like 3 straight days on these warrants. And this thing right now, if you just mark up the chart, it's got like an epic failed breakout printing. It's got to get back above like 15.
It's unbelievable, Strazza here, warrant trader over here. You know, talk about first world problems. Speaking of having problems, throw up the psychedelics.
MNMD, dude, because this one checks both of your boxes. It's a psychedelic biotech ARC stock. Checks every box.
And the card looks great, more importantly.
Oh, this is the P-Cell. No, all right, yeah, this is great. Look at this base. Sick chart. So here's I believe this is a big component. Put up the MindMed. This stock's been around forever. This has been a story stock since I was a baby. Spencer, you remember this one from your days at Benzinger?
Well, Med's original, their whole thing, their shtick was that we have the best locations. Okay. Location. And we are in Times Square. We have the best retail location. That was their original thing from like 10 years ago. Right?
Sell mushrooms? Wait, they went bankrupt and came back already.
Yes, I believe so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's exactly the kind of shit you want today.
100%.
Well,
This
also,
stock
You
is
want
already
the people,
proven.
the people who've already proven that they're scams coming back for
Yes.
another scam.
we need to mention
These
that
guys have a great track record of going to zero already.
we need to mention that
Should make a scan for
Trump posted a video touting CBD. So Tilray is
Yeah.
up like
I know.
17% this morning. The MSOS is up 20. Aurora, remember Aurora? That's up 14. They're all up.
I know, but
So-
investors and traders, this was like all the buzz last night. I'm like, why are people not talking about the Ryder Cup on Twitter? Everybody's talking about Trump tweeting about CBD and getting all excited. I don't know if I trust any of those people getting excited about that headline at this point. We have been through this like every presidential cycle for the last 15 years, I feel like. Rescheduling cannabis.
every quarter, man. This happens once a quarter.
This story of rescheduling this drug has literally been going on our whole lives. And at the same time, these stocks have been trading like the worst commodities in the world as their margins get squeezed to nothing. They're not even viable businesses. They can't bank their cash. The government is not helping them at all. This is not like the crypto situation where it's like, whatever you guys want, we got you back now. This is still like a lost industry that nobody really seems to give a fuck about anymore because it's been going on for so long.
If I had to guess, I would say Kenny is fading this, but we could ask him because he's here.
Monster moves.
So let's find out what he's doing.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Kenny Glick. Hello, sir.
I just got off the phone with some very, very serious people. They're telling me to be worried about the uptick in credit default swaps, and I'm not.
Ooh, we're doing that again.
They're telling me that has given us, I don't speak English well, but 90% of the time when we see an uptick in the credit default swaps, as well as this new indicator that I was just told about, and we were talking about in our podcast, that we should be worried. And I said, show it to me. Show me when it starts to happen. Let me know when we start gapping down and we start rolling over. Let me see when we actually break prior day lows. Let me see where UVXY rallies into the close. Let me see some real selling. You think last week was some selling? What are you, out of your minds? I'll get the sword right now. Are you guys crazy? Do not short market. No shorting. It's illegal. It's illegal to be short this market right now. Seriously. Come on, people. Wake up.
Shorting is short-lived?
Shorting is short-lived, and you're going to perish. Yes. UVXY on Friday. I got to tell you, I had my biggest position on it in a long, long time because the fucker went green there for a second. And I loaded up. I was like, holy crap, maybe we are going to have a sell-off on a Friday. And no. And then we sold it, and then we rallied, and then we gap up on Monday. Nothing's changed. Good morning.
And so when you think about this buoyancy is what we were calling it before, and resiliency Strazza was calling, you know, does that make it less attractive to look to fade bounces, or are you still sticking with you got a crazy gab up, you're looking for a faux show bro to the downside?
Well, let me talk about, because you just said about open, how the shorters are getting killed. They're not. They're not. If you shorted and you're still short, the stock is awesome to short because the pops are getting shorted.
Yeah, but you're covering by the end of the day.
And but you're getting paid on some shorts.
Okay,
so while this move was going on, there has been 3 opportunities to smash this thing, and it got right down to 7. And then you buy that dip, the faux show bro. So open's been phenomenal on both sides. I'm talking about, again, the QQ2, S&Ps. You cannot get in the way of this freight train. And also, again, we were talking about this, and please watch the podcast. I'll share the link on my next email. We were talking about the signs, right? All the signs. We talked out with Jeff Hirsch. We talked with the Stock Traders Almanac, talked about seasonality and the dash for trash. Stocks like FOFO, people. FOFO. I gave you FOFO at $5, and I said, here's a stock that doesn't have a business model. It's not a real company, and it'll probably go 10x in a week. It's at 52 big now. It's trading at 58 this morning. The company in the prospectus says, we don't do anything, but you dumb Americans will buy anything that moves.
This is what happened in Never China.
Yeah, Never China. Because everybody hang feng tonight. I just put on some Wang Chung. I bought the stock, and next thing you know, and my friend, he's like, holy crap, you see what happened to it in the aftermarket? This was like on the IPO day because it crashed like 40% in the aftermarket. I hope you still don't own that one. I'm like, it'll be back up. Trust me.
Hang Feng Technology Innovation.
Everybody hang Feng. Yes.
Officially getting into small cap territory here, this thing.
What a joke. What a joke. And you know what it is? It's easy to borrow. And please don't try to short it. Because now that it got over 50, chances are it's going to 80. And so to your original question, I will short anything. Like Newegg, one of my best trades of the year, but you had to wait. You had to wait for the Newegg to turn. Buy them when they're going up, short them when they're going down. I think you taught me that, Dad. So that's the whole theme of this market right now. Don't get in the way. If it's going to sell off, there'll be some room to the downside. And remember, shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. But right now, I mean, the warning signs that we just talked about on the podcast, these are guys that are seriously, managing money, and they're telling me to be worried. And so we'll see.
Let me ask you this. What's on the move this morning?
What's on the move? It's basically everything, and what I like is these the ones that the subtle picks, my BTUs, my rigs, the Cliffs, the Halliburtons, those Schlumbergers. Yeah, we got a nice move. So if anybody's been running with these, I take a little profit on these already. But I'm going right back to uranium. I love this URA. Another idea here. Again, I used one of your lines. When in doubt, zoom out.
Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, buddy. I see you, dog. Look at
You think that you've missed something, but if you look at a 20-year chart on this, you haven't missed a thing. So I'm a fan. I'm still in, and on a dip, I'm trying to buy some more. But people say now you're nuts to get involved in uranium. Now it's up 50% or 100%. So Have you noticed this market? Every stock's going 10x. Let's go, baby. Uranium to the moon. Woo!
Kenny, you fading these cannabis names here this morning?
What?
You fading the pot stocks?
Those I will fade. Yeah. But the thing is, MJ, the index that I used to trade, just has no volume. So I'm looking at MSOS today. MSOS is another one. Just they're not up enough. They don't have enough volume. And there was one, I forgot the other one, but there was a couple of weed indexes or whatever. But Tilray, garbage. You know this thing's gonna just probably roll over and die.
What is it, about 15%?
Yeah, they're just so awful, these stocks. And I usually like awful. These stocks.
I was going to say, it seems like there's two types of awful here, Kenny.
Yeah. These are so bad that they don't even get squeezed. They have their one moment, and then they just roll over and die. So I'll just assume that's going to be the trade.
Got it.
And I stay away from them. But listen, I'm welcoming volatility if it shows up, and we'll see, because this is a very, very important week. And I'll tell you why. Because 3 times out of 3, since I've gone to Georgia, and I'm going to Georgia on Thursday, we've had yen carry when I went away to Georgia a year ago. And then the Apple earnings reversal day happened when I was in Georgia. So
I love it when Kenny says.
Apparently, it's my trips to Georgia. That's what you need to be worried about right now.
When's the next trip?
I'm going on Thursday night. So be careful. This Friday, we might see, 0.0038% pullback on the QQQ.
Maybe new all-time highs for semiconductors on Friday.
Yeah. So I'd be, again, I'm waiting to see this stuff happen, and if it does,
in the meantime,
what's up?
In the meantime, Kenny will be over at hitthebait.com, where he's trading right now, actually, and all through the open every single day.
In the meantime. And if you guys are thinking about shorting FOFO, just give it a moment. It's going to crash. Just give it a moment. Now that it's above 50, be afraid. It could go to $80. So I'll be stalking it. That's going to be my trade. I'm just going to sit here and stare at this FOFO until I and short it. All right. So have a great day. Be careful out there if you're thinking about shorting that one.
Trade along with Kenny every single day. Hitthebid.com, just like how it's spelled. He's there every day the market is open. Except for this Friday, apparently.
We throw up slide 2 there. That semiconductors, is this the chart of the probably chart of the week? When we were talking about some of the potentially bearish, developments that could transpire in the markets to perhaps, force us to take the foot off the gas a little bit. Semiconductors losing those former highs was right at the top of that list for me, and it did the opposite, right?
Ain't happening. Yeah, look at the equal weight version of this.
How many times did we talk about this? How many times?
This group is on fire right now. Absolute fire.
Steve Strazza, correct me if I'm wrong. According to you, these are the most important stocks in the world?
Yes, hands down. Not close.
I came to a conclusion the other day that, in my opinion, this is the most important industry group in the world. I'm still with financials on the sector basis, but as far as industry groups, I'll give you this one. How about that?
I disagree with you on financials, but I'm glad we agree on this, because this is a lot more important.
How about this one, slide 3? Another interesting one is
wait. What I wanted to ask, though, is there any rotation within this?
It's more broadening than anything else, right? It's not just NVIDIA. It's not.
Well, because I was thinking, because we're talking about Intel, right? We're talking about Micron. And so I was just wondering what the rotation it looks like within the SMH, because it's.
Oh, it looks great. I just said
we talked about old tech working, right? So
it's not even rotation, Spencer. It's an expansion.
Okay.
Like even the bad ones look good now. The insider buying in Marvell last week, wild.
Yeah, Intel has no weighting at all in SMH, by the way.
That's true.
I'm about
Intel? I'm staring at Intel. I see 5.5%.
Nope.
I'm about this close to being super long this AMD coil.
It's on their website, but all right.
If it was, let's just say it is 5%, it's still nothing, right?
Well, that's the fourth largest.
I think it's slightly. No, you got NVIDIA at 22%. That's a lot. Taiwan Semi's double digits. Broadcom's double digits. Even Microsoft.
NVIDIA is set up as good as anything right now.
We're looking at very different data, but okay.
NVIDIA chart looks fantastic.
Hey, what was the thing you were going to say? And then we'll bring on Steven.
Buy one Mag 7. Is it NVIDIA right now? Probably NVIDIA, right? What was I going to say? I don't know.
Someone was going to say something, and then
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, Spencer, 5.6%. You're right.
Hey, score one for the good guys. All right.
Throw up Tesla. But my point is, it's still not. It's not really that much, right? Same as AMD or whatever. I took a peek at some monthly charts because I couldn't help myself. Look at the stick that Tesla's about to put in.
Yeah, remind me when the breakout is this it?
That's a big one.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, nobody knows what is going to happen. But man,
breaking out right now.
Fucking stick, man.
It's breaking out right now. This is the breakout.
This
Looks
is
great.
a serious base. This stock went up 3,000%, created more shareholder value faster than any company in history.
Should
Has
probably
now
take a fly.
consolidated for 4 years. If this thing goes, it's the biggest company in the world.
No, probably not. But if this high in tightness goes, this breakout's in the books, and it's going right here today.
Dude, the implications, I don't know what's going to happen, but the upside here is this is a $5 trillion company.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe
You're saying you're taking the under?
Listen, I'm buying a Tesla. I'm bullish.
You're buying
NVIDIA.
Wait, you're buying a Tesla?
Dude,
NVIDIA
every time
and
I talk to you,
Google
you're talking about a new car. What happened
and
to Porsche?
Microsoft
Aren't you getting a
are
Porsche?
making real money out here. These businesses, we've never seen anything like them. And Tesla's just not in the same category of stocks right now. It's actually incredibly misleading that they get grouped with the other 6 Mag 7 names because their financials, like the fundamental picture, couldn't be any different. This is still a story. The investors in this stock are still hoping for better days in the future. They're hoping that their financial situation looks more like Google, Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA. But you could buy those companies today for pretty cheap. So, I got like
11% of ARK.
Whatever.
11% of ARK is Tesla, and ARK hasn't been shorted this heavily ever before.
I mean, I would care more about the Tesla short position.
God, the list of shit to buy is getting longer and longer and longer for me. God damn.
You know what we call that? You know what we call that? Spencer?
Every day. I got like 6 things on the flip.
It's called broadening participation.
Yeah.
It's called breadth expansion. Your experience that you're having is that.
It's called
IRL.
It's called a bull market, baby.
Yeah.
I had Colony Pizza. I'll tell you guys, I had Colony Pizza, a real treat. Friday night, Rose was visiting family in Jacksonville. So she came down right through the middle of the great state of Florida. And they have colonies now in St. Pete's.
Dude, you're such a Florida man.
Listen to me. And here's what I'll say. First of all, you don't get the margarita there. It was a mistake. It's like a new menu item. It's not their thing. But the pizza, it checks out. Checks out. Checks out. Bar Pizza in Southwest Florida. Big deal. Big deal.
Okay. All right.
Really big deal.
I have a Chick-fil-A story. Can we get my man over here?
You have a what story? Chick-fil-A? Oh, so we have to bring on the guy from Georgia? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Weitzel.
What's up, boys?
What's up, my man?
What's up?
So I'm at the Chick-fil-A, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like I'm hot shit because like I've been to a Chick-fil-A, like I know what to order, right? Because you took me on the way to the Masters to the Chick-fil-A, right? Just a little snack on the way. Which
That's right.
I didn't quite understand at the time, but now in hindsight, that was the move. Nice work. So I will never doubt you again when it comes to anything Masters, by the way. So anyway, so I'm telling the kids, I was like, kids, we're at the Chick-fil-A. We're going to get some chicken biscuits. That's what you get. You get the chicken biscuit, right? I see, I know.
Yeah.
I go in there and I was like, all right. So I'm taking my kids to the Chick-fil-A. I'm trying to be like cool, like I know what I'm doing. And then I'm like, all right, let me get 4 chicken biscuits. And they're like, sorry, sir. We're no longer serving breakfast.
Oh, after 10:30.
Right? And I'm like, great. I don't want breakfast. I'd like 4 chicken biscuits, please. I'm the asshole. Chicken biscuits are a breakfast item, apparently.
Yeah. Got to be there before 10:30, man.
Was that a combat? I mean, I assumed that chicken, what kind of maniac eats chicken for breakfast?
See,
as it turns out,
listen,
that's exactly what you guys do.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I started moving down, spending some time in the South. So I had no idea.
My kids
Same
were
thing
so
as you, JC.
disappointed.
Hold
Daddy,
on.
where's the chicken biscuit?
You grew up in Florida.
But imagine having to explain to my kids that these maniacs in Georgia think that chicken is a breakfast item.
Why are you trying to eat breakfast at 10:30?
Yeah, man. Supposed to eat breakfast before the morning show.
Breakfast was over.
I know, because it was after 10:30.
I know. I didn't know that chicken was a breakfast item.
Oh yeah. Look, I'm gonna give you one better, right?
The platter, the picture you sent me this weekend was legit. Speaking of fried chicken.
Yeah, brunch day. Yeah. But look, so it is scramble season right now down here in the South. All the charities having the scramble tournaments. Yeah. As soon as we're done here today, that's where I'm going. And when we got to be sustained throughout the day, we want to get the chicken, egg, and cheese biscuit. That is the real move. Take off half the biscuit to make Perlman proud.
He does do that.
Dude, the chicken, egg, and cheese will stay with you to dinner.
Really?
That's what you want.
Because I'll be honest, it sounds disgusting.
Oh, no. No.
Whitesell, throw up slide 4.
Hold on. No, but we got to stick with golf for a second.
Okay.
Steven, thoughts on the Ryder Cup? Hotly debated now. It was a dramatic weekend, to say the least. You're a classy guy. If people acted this way at the Masters, how would you feel about it? I got a text message from a friend from Long Island who was there, and he's a disgusting person because he was my roommate. I know. And he texted me and he said, "This is disgusting. I can't even follow the Rory and Lowry grouping."
Yeah. So
that bad. I said.
That would never happen at Augusta ever.
No.
Ever. You would.
That's a Long Island thing.
Long before you got to that state, you would come and get a tap on the shoulder. They would take you out of there, and you would never come back again. Nor would anybody with that badge ever again. So the stakes are quite high at Augusta. But I'll say I was very pleased to see the fight that the U.S. team put up during singles. But we really were let down by the big dogs who were supposed to be leading our team.
Unbelievable.
So Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau.
Bryson acting like he won his match in his post interview.
Well, dude, so Matt Fitzpatrick, that dude came out swinging, and he was like 5 under through 7. You know, Bryson's down. He gets down 5, and he ends up salvaging a half a point. Right? Thank God.
That was huge, by the way.
No, it wasn't, and it was great for the atmosphere. But dude, I'm telling you, like we had too many eggs in those baskets. Those guys played all 5 matches. They each only managed 1.5 points.
Yep.
So, and then this rule where Victor Hovland withdraws.
Yeah,
They end up splitting that point.
That's not cool.
Absurd to me, dude. Even in the Solheim Cup, which is the women's version of the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
If somebody has to withdraw due to injury, they forfeit the entire point. And
that's how it has to be. You're playing on the greatest stage. And you have a sore neck, dude? Come on.
The amount of pressure that would have built up over and above what it had probably already gotten to if the U.S. had booked that full point. It would have been a fever pitch out there at the end of the day.
And the bottom line about the Hovland sitting out is that it reduces the points needed to win, and then that's a big advantage to somebody who has a big lead. So that was a strategic move by Europe, and it was a bitch move. And I'll also say, despite how disgusting the American fans were, the European players are babies, and we've seen this again in the Cup, and again this year. I mean, Justin Rose, whatever, Rory, I have no problem. You're in New York, dude. This is live sports, so I have no problem with.
Yeah.
There's no line. If you want to talk about Shane Lowry being fat or Rory McIlroy's wife cheating on him, there's no problem with that. Don't mess with the integrity of the game and be squeezing like squeaky chickens during somebody's backswing. That's fucked up.
Yeah. And so I actually saw Chipper Jones posted something on Twitter where he was like, look, he played in New York, 12 to 15 times a year, plus all these playoff games. And he was like, I never would have brought my wife and family into that atmosphere because these people are ruthless.
Yep.
They're ruthless. But I will say, I thought yesterday that Shane Lowry, at least on the opening tee, he got a very nice ovation. I think he was surprised.
He looked happy about it.
I think he was surprised.
The truth is, if this is like a PGA Tour event, Rory and Shane are getting cheered. Rory's getting cheered as much as anybody.
Sure.
It's just for this specific competition, it's very different.
That's right. Yeah, and it's not like it's a better atmosphere for the Americans when we go abroad for this event either.
Rome was nasty.
It's just the nature of the beast. Just
all
the
right.
nature of the
So
beast.
bring JC back. Enough golf, but that was great. I think we just gave it like a great breakdown. And this was really a historic cup. I mean, almost sports history. Yesterday,
Yeah,
we were
down
a couple
7
rolls
down
away.
7.
Biggest comeback in golf history. Would have been super cool to watch. It was super cool to watch, even though they didn't finish it. But
I want to give some New Yorkers some love. I was once at a Yankees Mets game, and it was and for me, I don't give a shit about either one of the teams, so I was just there to have a good time. And the abuse back and forth at the Yankees Mets game in Yankee Stadium, by the way, was on another level, right? Standard operating procedure. But that night, the Rangers were in the playoffs, and so we were at Billy's after the Yankees game. After
everybody's cheering together
for 4 hours, the Mets fans and the Yankees fans loving each other, hugging each other, rooting for the Rangers. It was one of the most New York days of my entire life. It was fascinating to watch humans being humans. Fascinating, dude.
New York
Mets
is
fans and
hardcore.
Yankee fans hugging each other, rooting for the Rangers. It was sick. It was sick. White, so I got a question for you. Throw up slide 5.
Yep.
As a keen observer of financial markets, Mr. Weitzel, you have watched market cap inflation before your very eyes. You got companies that are worth $4 trillion, more than the size of the entire Russell 2000, right? So we made some new rules around here where the micro caps are getting to $1 billion. At $1 billion, you become a small cap. 1 to 10, you're small cap stock. Mid caps, 10 billion to 30 billion. Large caps, 30 billion to 200 billion. And that puts the mega caps above 200. So at the end of the day, what you're looking at, let me break it down for you. You're looking at about, it's not perfect, but you're looking at about a mega cap 50 index. Okay.
Yep.
You're looking at about a large cap 300 index, right? That 30 billion to 200 billion. You're looking at a mid cap 300 as well. Again, roughly, these numbers aren't exact, but roughly you're looking at about another mid cap 300 between 10 and 30. Then you got your small cap 1500, which is more than I would think between $1 and $10 billion in market capitalization in the United States. There's 1,500 companies. It's more than I thought. And then 1,000 companies between 300 million and $1 billion for the micro cap. So the micro cap 1,000. That's what that looks like. How do you feel about that?
I'm good with it. I mean, I felt like these numbers were arbitrary to begin with, right? By who's the people at S&P Global or something like that. And they haven't been updated for a long time. And but I'll be so what they used to say that mid cap was what 2 billion to 10
2
billion?
to 10.
2 to 10. Yeah.
Still is.
I mean, who knows? This
They
is
still
what
say-
this is a better way to think about it, I think.
Yeah.
I have no problems with any of these. I think you did a perfect job.
Wow. Perfect job. No,
Yeah.
you wouldn't change it, right? You like that the mega caps, you got about 50 names, 300 on the large, 300 on the mid, 1,500 on the small, roughly. Again, it's not perfect, but basically.
And you'll have to keep adjusting the megas because you want that to be an exclusive club. You'll have to keep raising that, like almost each
50,
cycle.
it's 50
right? Like,
now. That's pretty good. Above 200 billion, you got 50 companies.
You know what mega cap should be? The largest 50. That's
Well, right now, basically,
whatever they are. Yeah. Listen, so Weitzel texted me last week after our call, I don't know if we have the XLK SPY chart all zoomed all the way out. And he said we overall did a great job talking about the small cap conversation, JC, that you and I had last week. But he had one problem with it. He absolutely hated one of the charts. And he called me up. He said, if the thing with small caps happens, you're not getting the breakout. And it was large cap tech versus SPY. Stephen, why don't you explain?
So,
I agree with him.
So, first of all, if you are a financial advisor out there and you are only relying on the research that your firm provides you, what are you even doing? And you need to be making time to educate yourself on the market, become a student of the market. And that is what the All-Star Charts Premium research is all about. But so the mid-month call last week, I'm watching it with some of my team members here, and we've got these two charts back to back where we're looking at technology relative to S&Ps and then small relative to large. And I think that only one of two things can happen here. It cannot be both.
Yeah.
We cannot have technology breakout relative to S&Ps.
Would be a monster breakout.
It would be a monster breakout. Yep. And it's the type of secular breakout that we would typically want to buy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
in recent history, it would have been a really bullish signal.
Yes. But if small caps are going to dig in, then in my opinion, there's no way that technology can break out on a relative basis. And if you look at the stochastics on each one of those, you've got bearish momentum on the tech relative. You've got bullish momentum on small relative.
This is almost a math exercise. This is such a fair critique. Yeah, I really can't disagree with it. I hate to say like never, right? Strange shit happens all the time. Relationships dislocate or just flip in the opposite direction and surprise us. It happens literally all the time, every cycle. So I don't want to say never. I don't want to say impossible. I think it's a bit of a math exercise, though. That numerator in XLK SPY is so strong. So the biggest and best names, really, if they're not working and working well and small caps wake up and start trending well, small caps got a good amount of beta in them, right? You're going to get that index level outperformance for sure. And you're probably 95% right on this call, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, if this breaks out, you're probably not getting massive small cap outperformance. If this goes sideways, if this stays in this range, it's probably the most bullish thing for the market.
Yeah, I mean, so I would say number one, this is a risk for this is just a risk for price for the large cap names, maybe more or less say the mega cap names, because this is a mega cap dominated sector and index, right? And if we're going to get rotation, it doesn't even have to necessarily be to the small caps. It just has to be to the non-mega caps, right? But if this breaks out, then you're talking about the only thing that you could really own is going to be technology. Everything else is going to pale in comparison, and you're probably going into the largest bubble that we've ever seen, right?
If you get sure.
No, so there was a chart that Bank of America put out a few weeks ago. We could maybe hit Paul Sienna up, see if we could get it. They said the only time that a sector has had a larger weighting in the index, you'd have to go back into the late 1800s when railroads were like 70% of the index. Now,
well, hey, railroads can't scale like software and AI businesses.
No, but here's the deal. At the time, right, railroads and banks were pretty much the only thing that was traded, maybe Western Union. So it
throw
almost
up that
made
chart.
sense.
Throw up that chart with the industrials and the throw up slide 14 there while he's saying this.
But you look back in history and you know that was a major bubble.
It was
for railroads at the time. That was the 1880s. You go back and look it up. Look at Panic of 1893. That's you would have a massive bubble run up in the market if technology broke out relative. But I want to choose to bet on the other side. I want to bet on a broadening. I want to bet on small relative to large.
All right.
Anything outside of mega caps. That's what I want to be focused on.
Here's a tougher question. In your world, how do you do something like this, right? So from the advisor's standpoint, try to be more about the primary trends. Small caps really starting to show some big evidence that the primary trend is shifting in their favor, not just on absolute basis, but relative to. So if this story that you're describing is playing out, does play out, how do you do it? Because most advisors just have heavy weightings in the biggest, best stocks, right? A lot of just passive indexing in these cap weighted indexes. And that's been a great place to be. That's been the right playbook. So how do you kind of address this shifting environment for portfolios?
Well, people are going to do it very slowly. And a lot of the passive strategies that are employed, by advisors and the large firms are still heavily allocated to large cap US, and they're going to be very slow or reluctant
for sure
to shift away from that. That was really the thesis behind my white paper, Pavlov's New Dog, that they're going to have to that allocation is going to have to underperform for some period of time to where they say, hold on, maybe I need to have allocation to small cap. Maybe I need to have more allocation to international. I'm going to say that most of them are not going to do it proactively. They're going to do it reluctantly.
Here you go.
Do you think that slow chase dynamic that you're describing is part of the reason why these more thematic or index level trends, I'm talking about growth versus value, large versus small, US versus international, is that why these trends tend to be so structural? In other words, last seemingly decades at a time?
Very well could be. I mean, that's just where the money's going, right? And look, it's been treated well there. And efforts to diversify over the last 10 years have resulted in substandard performance relative to the S&P 500. But you go back 25 years, and so we had a secular bear market in S&Ps from March of 2000 to March of 2013.
Yeah.
The Russell 2000 was up over 100% in that period of time. And so at that point in time, when you're at the peak of this chart, there were people who were saying, why do we have any exposure to S&Ps? We should just be in the Russell.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
And so sometimes you got to take the other side. And so we want to look for setups. We're on, prior lows, bullish divergence in momentum on that chart. I think if you're just doing things based on that process, it's going to lead you need to be more focused away from the mega caps. You need to be looking to allocate down the cap scale.
I'm with it, buddy.
Buddy, I know you are.
Throw up, here we go. Throw up the new slide too, because what he's talking about is really important. Take a look at that slide too. Look at that.
It's not about margins, Adam. This is about money flow and positioning right now, right?
Yeah, and so here's the thing that I love. So we've got these secular bear markets highlighted, and then you get the breakout out of that. S&Ps have added 5,000 points since that breakout at 1550. We've added 5,000 points. You've seen something more recently with gold, broke out of that base, has doubled in 2 years. But now you've got the international indexes that have broken out, just recently broken out of a 17, 18-year base. You've got the Nikkei that's broken out of a 36-year base. Where do we think these things are going?
Throw up the Nikkei chart that I brought. I mean that's the biggest stick in the market right there. Throw that one up. Where is it? You guys have it? Yeah, slide 18. Look at that stick, Weitzel. Look at that quarterly stick. Come on.
Oh boy.
Zoom in on that. Zoom in on that. Get our ugly mugs out of there. Zoom in on that, baby. Look at that thing. Woo!
So let me say this.
Look at that stick.
There are probably a lot of people out there. You go back and we're just looking for patterns, right? And that would have said, "Oh man, I wish I would have bought S&Ps in March of 2013." Right? Well, here we are. We're giving you a similar setup, or you've got a similar setup right now in Nikkei. A much, much larger base. Where do you think this thing goes? Fast forward 5 years, 10 years from now. I would suggest it's going to be much higher. And now that these things are breaking out, you've got the technical momentum and backdrop that would suggest it is worthy of allocation. That money's got to come from somewhere. I think it comes out of U.S. equities, and these things are going to be the leaders.
And that's going to take a long time for people to change those allocations. I mean, to me, that's the biggest thing. You know, when you had that move after the after you had that went nowhere after in the back half of the 60s throughout the 70s, and then I was born in 1982 and the stock market went straight up from there. Maybe that's a coincidence, I don't know. But nevertheless, 18 years, right? So when we look at that period that Weitzel was talking about from 2000 to 2013, you know, it's less about how high we can go and more about for how long can we go up. You know what I mean? It's more of a duration thing than a magnet, you know, than an amplitude. You know, to use the proper nomenclature. Throw up the news slide too here, because this speaks to what Weitzel's talking about. In this case, you had you know, the S&P 500 went from 2000 to 2013 without moving. Europe went over 20 years without going anywhere. So the secular bear market in Europe was almost double the amount of the length of the United States secular bear market there. So, you know, when you talk about how high can we go, sure, we can go really high, but for how long can we go up? And I think that for a long time.
Yeah, and still, nobody wants to own this, right? Yeah. I mean, they have their list of reasons why they think it's an inferior investment, and it has nothing. They can completely devoid of price. These are the reasons why I don't want to own that. Why I'd rather own this. And the longer that list is just more fuel in the tank of why this thing can keep moving.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, Japan, Europe, I mean, China, Shanghai's making new 10-year highs. Nobody wants to own China, right? Like there's a lot of areas that nobody wants to own. Todd Sohn has one of the best stats that, you know, over the last however many years, there have been all these ETFs. There've only been 2 launches of European ETFs. Right?
Yeah,
there's your ETFs for everything, but not Europe.
There hasn't been an appetite for it, but believe me, they're going to be hungry.
Yeah,
they're going to be hungry.
Steve, this is great. Thank you for the golf talk. That was just incredible. The market talk was okay too.
Is that an Eastlake shirt?
No, this is a Colony Grill shirt.
Oh, okay.
You don't know about it. It's okay.
All right.
Stick with your chicken biscuits. Leave the pizza to the Northeasterners. All right.
Yeah, seriously. But Steven does this. He does is it a weekly video? How often are you doing these?
It's a monthly video. We got a monthly review.
His most recent in the chat. He's as thoughtful as anybody I know about this intermarket stuff, relative trends, the allocation decisions he has to make. So check it out. Drop in the link in the chat. We love you, buddy.
Where's the handicap? Where's your handicap these days?
3-5. 3-5.
All right.
Smoking.
We're going to get trendy.
Why don't you try to do a little
better today. Good luck today.
Thanks, buddy. Got to go.
Go get him.
Love you.
Stephen Weitzel, ladies and gentlemen.
Good
Killing
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
They're doing well. I
Great.
like those guys. I've hung out with those guys a bunch.
Yeah. No. Good people. Good people. And good golf. Really good golf.
Listen, I have some hedging trades that I need to put on. So you guys finish the show. Try not to get us canceled. Adios.
Well, I want to bring on Purse for a minute. Damn it! I wanted to show JC I was able to get footage. Everyone, I got some footage of JC at the Chick-fil-A with his kids this weekend. If you if you wanted to,
I thought Big Daddy as soon as he said it. As soon as he said it, I was thinking Big Daddy too. I didn't say it, but it was running through. Love this.
This is good.
I hope you didn't pee on whatever. Great movie. Great
Thank
play.
you guys. I love you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Wait. Let's bring on Jason.
I'm putting a trade on right now, so I'll try to pop back in.
Yeah, Jason, why don't you hop in for a minute and then we'll hop out of here. How about that?
Doing like.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, it's like I made everybody leave, you know?
I know. They're all afraid of you.
I know. I feel it, dude. It's the Spencer and Jason show, dude. We got it.
Just real fast, man. Gold. Is it ever going to go down ever again?
I guess not. You know, that's the biggest thing that I'm seeing is, well, you know, gold is just going to go up forever and ever and ever. You know, once again, it's the environment. The environment's perfect for gold right now. And as long as we're in that environment, I can't see it changing. But when that environment changes, gold will probably change. I did bring some slides. I don't know where
should I start here?
Just start at the beginning. Where I started, I was on 10 at the beginning. It moved. I can't even tell where it's at right now.
This guy?
Yeah. So, you know, this is just basically looking at gold miners here and looking at the shares outstanding. The shares outstanding are at its lowest level since 2016, and we're in a massive bull market in gold miners, and so on. I mean, I could list them all: gold miners, silver miners, platinum, palladium miners. You know, Sibanye-Stillwater is just ripping. So, you know, and now the explorers are starting to join the party, and those are the stocks that are basically just dog crap, to be honest. Like, those aren't the best stocks in the world, but they're just moving very nicely. So we have a great precious metals bull market here, and it's something that will probably continue. And especially as we continue to have these high short interests, we have low amounts of shares outstanding. I can't see any reason to be bearish on gold or gold miners just yet. There are some things that are kind of coming across the pipe, new trades in different commodity sectors, but still want to stay long the gold miners. Love the gold miners here. Don't know when it's going to go down. A signal everybody could look for is when the gold miners start to roll over, is when silver starts to slow down and underperform gold. Right now, none of that's happening. The gold miners are outperforming gold. Gold miners are up, over 110% this year already. Silver's almost to $50 right now. It's outperforming gold as well. So if you start to see those roll over, that would tell you that something is changing. But for now, everything looks good. All systems go. Let's stay long. You hop to the next one, Spencer. That was good. Platinum's the next one. 69% year to date. You know, you got to highlight the 69s. But seriously, it's 69% year to date. That's a massive move. So you got gold, silver's up over 50%. I can't know if somebody could put it in the chat what it's up at today, because it just keeps going up. So I'm sure I'm behind it at the moment. I know it's over 50%. Gold's over 40. Platinum up 70. Gold miners up over 110. Junior gold miners possibly 120. We've had some trades at Gold Rush that are, you know, they look like options trades. You know, they're hitting these 5x, 7x moves. So, you know, this space has got a lot of momentum in it. So if you're in these trades, the best thing to do is really kind of sit on your hands. You know, we were at Portfolio Accelerator a couple weeks ago in Toronto, and I was talking about the fact that, you know, traders almost do too much all the time. There's that old quote that's man's inability to sit quietly in a room is the source of humanity's problem, something along those lines. But I really think it's these, we make trading so hard sometimes. And when you're in an uptrend, the best thing to do is really sit on your hands. Don't do anything. Try not to trade in and out of things too quickly. Ride the trends, use a trailing stop or a target, however you do it, and just let this thing run, because obviously everything is moving in the precious metal sector right now.
That's a really good point. Sometimes the easiest thing to do well, the hardest thing to do is the right thing to do, which is nothing. Just don't do anything. The same can't be said for everything in your coverage area, right? So, but this is probably the same advice still applies, right? The best thing you can do is nothing.
Yes.
Just don't do anything here.
No, that's a great point, Spencer. And when we're looking at energy, it's very similar to this is a make or break point to me for energy, because if you look at all the sectors in the commodity cycle, I'm looking at everything from lithium to nickel to gold, silver, obviously oil, you name it, I'm covering it. And part of the reason why is I like to see how these cycles are moving. Are we seeing a situation where we have gold moving, then we have the gold miners and silver, then platinum, and then we're going down to, okay, what's moving next? Okay, copper miners are ripping. They're doing very well. That's a place where we're making a lot of money over here as well at All-Star Charts. And then getting into those next sectors, you got lithium miners moving. You got nickel miners starting to move. So once again, we're just kind of looking at all this. And the biggest thing I want everybody to take away from this one is, if you were to bet on something not happening, would you bet on the fact that all of these sectors in the commodity cycle always move during a commodity bull market? And then are you going to bet that energy isn't going to join the party? So I think energy is going to join the party. If you look at TLT on the bottom of this chart, it's something that I've been highlighting a little bit. I'd like to just bring it up one more time again today, which is if you are betting on treasury bonds to go higher, if you're betting on energy to go higher with it, that's probably not going to happen. So continue to play this chart the way it is. If we see that breakout in TLT, or breakdown in TLT, I'd be very bullish on energy here. If energy gets above 101, I want to buy the crap out of that thing. That's a base that goes all the way back to 2016. So, really what Spencer said, do nothing, wait for that breakout. If you're just buying the energy sector, if you're buying individual stocks inside of the energy sector, you can look inside of that and you'll find a lot of these great individual stocks inside of there. Baker Hughes is already making a move. International energy looks a lot better than domestic energy for the United States at the moment. So you probably want to start there, but continue to take these trades as they come.
So if that's if you're waiting on the energy to break out, then has the copper gone without you? Has the train left the station?
I think the train's left the station. That's
okay.
Great point, Spencer. Yeah. So, I think we're already seeing copper kind of telling us that I think yields in the United States will probably go higher. We've seen that move higher happen and this is a thing that I know is a very contrarian view to a lot of people, but we've seen those yields move higher in the 30s and the 10s. If you're looking at Japan, some people, and if you're looking at Great Britain, if you're looking at Europe, basically generally you're seeing, yields are moving higher across the globe at the moment. And the one thing I keep hearing is, that's Europe, they did this, or that's Japan, they did so much monetary stimulus. It reminds me of COVID, when everybody was saying, hey, we're yes, in China, they shut down the economy, but that would never happen in the United States. So I think it's like, we're just kind of at this cognitive dissonance point where it's like, it's very possible here. We're seeing all the signs for the commodity stocks under the surface saying to go higher. Not saying I'm 100% right. Markets love to make a fool out of us when we think we're really right on something. But I am saying that, if you're betting on copper here and you're betting on energy here, there's no reason to think that the bonds will go a little bit lower here while those start to make a move.
And then last one I wanted to bring up is this guy. So the correlation between the commodity index and the US dollar has started to diverge. It was super, super high. What does this mean?
So this is a great one, Spencer. This is one that it came up a bunch of times. People were asking me, hey, Jason, do you think that this is going to last forever now? The dollar and oil are just going to be a thing that kind of moves together. And I would always say no. People would say, well, the United States is producing so much oil. Yes, we were producing a lot of oil, but once again, that doesn't mean that correlation is going to just stay up there forever. Correlations change over time. The US dollar has never been a historically commodity-based currency. our currency is really based on a lot of things, especially our defense department. So, I always call the dollar the panic currency. If you look at it over time, when there's periods of global strife, global turmoil, people run to the dollar. Think of 2022. End of 21, dollar starts to move higher. You have the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Everybody runs to the dollar. This is when that correlation got very high because people run to the dollar and commodities all at the same time. And then that started to shift. It started to come off a little bit. We did see that hold up for a little bit of time. Now that's rolling over pretty hard, pretty quickly. So I would bet on lower dollars here, higher commodity prices here. I keep highlighting the fact that we're in a massive Bollinger Band squeeze going, back to basically when this all started in 2022. So we're in a massive Bollinger Band squeeze in the commodity index, and this is mainly energy based. So if we get that breakout, like let's say the CRB starts to move higher, the dollar continues to move lower, there's a lot of reasons to be bullish on energy here. For me, if the line in the sand as on oil is $80, but heating oil is already starting to make a move. So I really think everything under the surface is saying that energy is next. Once again, like Spencer said earlier, be patient. Don't just jump into things, but be ready for it. Have those breakouts on your scans, have all those stocks on your scans and systems, and be ready to take those signals as they come.
If you want an extra, several extra sets of eyes, some professional research, and if you're not following what is happening in this market, let Jason and Sam of the Gold Rush be your guide. The link is on the screen. They're doing their weekly video for members. That's today. New reports, new trades every single week. If you think, I don't know, I haven't traded a ton of this stuff, I don't really know. Don't worry. Jason and Sam can be your shepherd. So
we got you. We got you. I mean, we've been talking about the gold breakout and the moves in gold, and we've been on the miners this whole time. We've made a ton of money in those areas. So, our subscribers are really happy. Everybody's making good money. And we trade it all over there. It's not just gold miners. We trade anything related to any of the commodities markets. I mean, AI is even connected to the commodities markets, the amount of energy usage that we're using, which leads us to uranium stocks, which leads us to even coal stocks and so on. So we're highlighting all of these all the time. Definitely join us over at the Gold Rush.
Yeah, and Jason and Sam are going to do a special video on Thursday as well. Where they're going to talk more sort of about their approach to this market because it's a bull market. So for most things, I should say, not everything. All right, Jason, thank you for joining us. As always, guys, allstarcharts.com/goldrush. Get Jason's research. See you, Jason.
See you guys.
All right. Guys, let's hop in. We went late today. Damn, I've been trying to end the show around 9:30. We went very, very late. I appreciate everyone for hanging with us, and Stephen Weitzel and Jason Pers and Kenny Glick and the chat, as always, and Strazza and JC. So we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's guest is Rob Koifman. It's been a while since we've had Rob on the show, so we'll talk to Rob tomorrow's show. In the meantime, on today's schedule, I just mentioned if you're a member of the Gold Rush, you'll get your weekly video later today. Kenny's going live 11 o'clock Eastern time right here on the channel. Chart Request Live. If you have ticker requests, email them in questions@stockmarketmedia.com. Chart Request Live at 1 o'clock every single Monday. That's what I got. Thank you for watching. Go make some money. YOLO responsibly, I suppose. Or don't YOLO at all. Your call.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know